Hello and welcome to the very first interview in our Beyond Boundaries series. My name is Matt Connolly. I'm the founder and CEO of Sønr. And with me today I have a very special guest and someone who I have been wanting to interview, chat with on a sofa in a recorded kind of sense. Matthew David Ferguson. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
So, Matt, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, thanks very much. It's a lovely, completely unprepared environment to have a chat, right?
Well, you say unprepared. I fired some questions over on Friday. You just haven't read them. So, yeah, it is. It's really fun. And look, we're going to be talking about Beyond Boundaries, right? Which is an enormous part of our focus from now until ITC Vegas, which is going to be mid-October, right?
Yeah,
so
exciting, right?
Yeah, super exciting. It's a huge global study, and this is what I want to talk about today. So, first of all, well, in fact, maybe let's start with what on earth you get up to at Sønr.
Yeah.
Because it's been
Who are
years.
you?
It's been years, and I've been
What do you
desperately
do?
trying to work it out.
Very good. Well, firstly, thanks for having me. That's great. So my name's Matt Ferguson. I am managing partner here at Sønr, and my job comprises of, a real mix of stuff. Mainly, a common thread that runs through it is chatting to our insurance customers, figuring out what the challenges they've got going on, of which, spoiler alert, there are often many, and then figuring out how we can help. So for a combination of access to data in the platform, the research and analysis services that we provide, there's a whole range of things which keep me busy during the day, from being a bit of an agony uncle, I suppose, right the way through to planning and executing projects.
Yeah, I love it. Well, look, it's a pleasure, as I say. So let's talk Beyond Boundaries. What on earth is this study? That it's ambitious, it's big, it's bold. What are we up to?
Oh, it's three big words there.
I know. I wish they were all Bs. I'm regretting
Yeah, but what am I going to
ambitious
do
one.
now? It's a good question. I guess if going to kind of reflective mode to start with, it's not the first study that we've done, right? So we've had Disrupt 100 way back when.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of work.
How many years ago now?
That was
8, 9?
Yeah, maybe 9 years ago, before we became insurance specialists. That's when we were finding our feet. We were like, is it going to be banking, healthcare? Is it going to be insurance? What's this insurance malarkey about?
Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we've done that, and then we've had a number of reports going out there. So InsurTech 100, which is traditionally focused on the more mature end of the market.
Mm-hmm. By mature, you mean?
Well-established Series A+, scaled businesses, as opposed to the more emergent side of the market, which was beautiful segue. It's almost like we prepared this. Our Forward 50 series, which we ran in conjunction with our partners at ITC, looking at exactly that. So super early stage up to Series A. What are the new propositions that are going to be shaping the future of the market in the next 3 to 5 years? And so, as exciting as both of those aspects were, really, gives you a chance to dive into data, understand what's going on, what does innovation look like on a regional basis, actually, and also, I guess, add the perspective of the market in terms of insurers and their expertise. It always felt like there was more to come from that in terms of getting the direct input and feedback on what's going on in the market, what are the challenges impacting insurers' businesses, how are they resolving them, tackling them, learning from them, failing in their efforts from those previous studies. And so brings us to today, where we're combining all three of those aspects. So, okay, who are the leading established players? So much has changed in the market over the last 5 minutes, it seems, but certainly in the last 24 months. Who are those new propositions, that next wave of innovation that's coming through the market as well? Let's track that. But then how are insurers organizing themselves, evolving their strategies, seeking to engage? How is all of that working? Let's bring all of that together into one big joyous report and share it with everyone.
Love it. Also, I was smiling away when you were answering that on the basis that
I got it wrong. We're not doing that.
Another layer. No, totally we're doing that. But another layer to this was last year we took a step back from publishing anything.
Yeah,
And a really intentional. We have. Like hundreds of thousands of engagements with these reports, right? And they go like wildfire when we publish this stuff. But it's so difficult to assess is like truly what's the value of this stuff. And we have run these sessions with our clients who they'll be using this stuff as deal flow, right? And they'll be scrutinizing this stuff, like exploring these businesses to the nth for partnership opportunities or investments or M&A. And we've seen so much activity, even just from the list that we've produced, right? Because so much research goes into them. But to truly assess the value of this stuff, we had a bit of a reflection last year. We took our foot off of this stuff. And all we got in response was so many clients leaning in saying, when are you publishing the next one? When are you doing it? When's this coming? It's like, okay.
Also from the the insurtech side as well, right? So
yeah, sure.
You were at ITI the other week, and I had a bunch of people tapping me on the shoulder and asking when we were going to do one and how they could get involved. So
it's almost like a kite mark, right? Which is, maybe that's too arrogant to be saying from a brand perspective, but it's I'm so proud when we see InsurTech 100 or Forward 50 logo on a InsurTech's website because they were part of that review.
Well, you saw, Quanti's acquisition by Guidewire, a week and a half ago?
Because of us. Joking.
Let's not go anywhere near that. But genuinely, how brilliant is that to see?
Yeah.
As the market evolves, lots of speculation about consolidation in the market.
Sure.
So, wonderful to see at least one of the brands that came and joined us on stage. Actually, Matthias came in and presented, got lots of attention. What an amazing journey they've been on, and I'm sure is only really just getting started, as these things tend to have a habit of being.
Love it. Okay, so Beyond Boundaries report, we're talking about, so we're going to be doing a top 50 established insurtechs, and I say the word insurtech, and anyone who knows me, I can't bring myself to say that word very easily, right? It's the tech companies that are changing the face of the world of insurance, right? That we know. So we've got top 50 established tech players. We've got the emerging 50 tech players, and after this I'm going to be chatting with our director of research, Emily, to explore exactly how we go through the scoring criteria of those. But then we've also got a part of this study where we're going to be interviewing, speaking with, exploring those who are innovating successfully in the marketplace. And I'm sure you're exactly the same as me, where I will get time and time again, so who is actually doing a good job at this, right? And we work with the leading insurers, like maybe 50 plus of the leading insurers around the world. And we're going to explore with those who truly are driving innovation, just how they are innovating, why they're a success, and what success looks like for them. As well as, and this is what I'm also really excited about, is having a look at the ecosystem players around us, right? So whether it's the insurtech associations, whether it's the the organizations that have popped up, like the Sønrs of the world, right? That are here to drive forward this industry, and to speak with them and get their insight as to what they're doing and how they're evolving it, and then bring that together, both as a report for ITC Vegas, and then throughout between now and the event itself in October, it's then to be dropping these long form interviews such as this, where we can where possible in person get together and have these chats. So super excited.
Yeah, I think so. I think that ecosystem word, it gets bandied about, right? But there's real value in it, and we hear it from clients all of the time. But I think it's really hard to produce your reports if you don't take that kind of holistic approach, or at least it's not that they don't have value in and of themselves, but it's going to be of greater value if it considers the perspective of all of those various component parts of this ecosystem, benefits from all of their perspectives and viewpoints, and as a result, what gets synthesized and produced at the end of it should be a fantastic piece of work.
Any predictions on, or anything particular that you're looking forward to seeing in the report?
That's a good question. It's really hard to predict what. So from having worked on these in the past, right, I think the unpredictability is the interesting part. You don't know what you don't know, and that's kind of the report. That's the point of a lot of this. You go in with maybe some hypotheses, the types of things you're going to see. But no, I'm just looking forward to seeing and hearing the perspectives. I think the mechanic of bringing that to life over time, and hopefully building a narrative and a bit of a journey leading up to the launch itself, which will be interesting in and of itself. So rather than just big bang, like actually sharing some of this material as we go, and hopefully promoting it and seeing an influx of people's inquiries and requests to get involved, which is exactly what it's intended to be.
So on that note, it's probably worth saying two things, right? So one is from a, again, startup scale-up perspective, maybe somewhere around the editorial of this video, whether it's in the notes or in the links or whatever, we'll provide a link out to an application form, so that you're able to get your details submitted for consideration, albeit we're going to be doing a ton of primary research using the Sønr data and all the rest. But as well as that, should you wish your company or your organization to get involved in the report in some fashion, ping me or Matt a note, and then we can consider that as well. So we'll obviously be going out to our clients and our connections and our network, and pretty much that is the entire industry. But there will be people that we're missing out there as well, right? So do come forward. And part of something that I'm really excited about is. And we saw it there's been a couple of really interesting kind of quite niche industry reports that's around kind of like how companies are innovating successfully, right? And what, because it seems so very different all across all of our clients, right? And again, whether so our job in the market, right, is we look at what are the trends taking place, we look at what our competitors are up to, and then we help our clients scout and assess businesses to create new opportunities with, right? Whether that's partnership, which is on the whole, whether it's investments, whether it's M&A, that kind of stuff, right? So this is a real market intelligence play. But how our clients make use of us differs seemingly every single client, right? And that bit I'm really interested in, and trying to extrapolate from the report and these interviews that we're going to be carrying out it's just understanding what does innovation look like for them. And again, you talked about the learnings and failures, right? What have they tried to allow them to have got to the position they're in? But also, like, what do they expect to be doing? Because we talk about trends so much, right? Whether it's we're looking at AI risk, we're looking at carbon, we're looking at femtech, we're looking at, and we go into all of this stuff so deep. But it's also like, what are the trends from an innovation perspective? Right, it's the decentralization of innovation. It's the centralization of innovation. It's the leads that these product owners need to take within this space and stuff. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it'd be interesting to get some of your thoughts around what we might expect to see from that kind of stuff as well.
I think it ties back to the earlier question, which I kind of dodged. I thought beautifully.
Okay. Nice.
Very non-committal.
Which question was it?
sailed above it. But I think summarize what you just said. You've highlighted huge diversity, right? The needs of they all fall under an insurance moniker, right? But but the way the business is structured, business operate, how innovation is focused and thrives, operates within that, varies massively. And what we've seen so far, and especially from previous reports that we've researched, even last year, right, we know how very different and nuanced the models can be. There isn't a kind of an overarching best practice. And for me, that's super interesting when you go, okay, well, if there isn't a standard model being applied to the market, what can we learn at scale about what brilliant looks like? As stimulus for hopefully everyone to be innovating more effectively across the industry. Does that sound a bit visionary and like high
Yeah,
level?
no, I think it sounds useful, right? Because I think
I
we've
hope
got,
so. That's the plan. It should, or otherwise, what is the point of doing this? No,
Sure.
genuinely, what is the point?
because you've got some. Yeah, I mean, some of our clients are so mature in their innovation function.
Of course,
With like 100+ scouts around the world in different labs, and it blows my mind, right? But then equally, we have conversations with new clients or prospective clients who are just stepping into like the innovation world.
yeah.
And
Or it's worked in a particular way, and they're looking to evolve it.
Yeah, totally. And I think if you can see examples of 10 different companies are innovating in these different ways, and really get into the process and the systems and what is and isn't working for them, then at least you'll be able to pick and choose, right? Or test and learn, or whatever it is, whatever cliche we want to.
Yeah, keep going. You are on a roll. It's 2 out of 26, I'm sure.
Yeah. So anyway, so that for me, that's going to be not that you asked, but I think that's that's the bit I'm going to be really interested in seeing, because it fascinates me, right? And then what is right for one company not being right for another as well really interests me.
Yeah, sure.
It's all sorts of things. Okay, cool. So we are going to where are we now? We are mid-April.
Yep.
Albeit when this probably is published, we're probably going to be early
July.
May, July. And so what we can expect is we're going to have a report in Vegas, launching in Vegas. So let's talk through that and then walk backwards. So how do we see that working out? What does Vegas look like for Sønr, for ITC Vegas?
Yeah,
For the audience.
Busy is probably the the first word that I'd use, but said it already. We've highlighted the importance of the ecosystem, right? And we can't do this on our own, and nor are we trying to. And I think what we've got in store is first and foremost bringing a load of people together, and that load of people is contributors to the report. This is about them and their perspective, and we almost feel like facilitators of this, and we play a role in it. But I think it's really important that we then bring the real voices of the report, their expertise to the fore, and that will be open and available to everyone to come and see and contribute to and discuss, and again, tap us on the shoulder at ITC Vegas, I believe on kickoff day.
Yeah. So the Tuesday, I think it is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So timings and structure and all of that good stuff, somewhat TBC. But if you think about the 3 component parts of the report, whatever we do on the day will be reflective of that. So, okay, what does the emergent part of the market look like? What does this mature/maturing part of the market look like?
Not wanting to jump in before you hit the third, which I mean I could have just waited
another
5 seconds,
now,
right?
Yeah, but
but just also to be clear that they will be exclusively launched, right? So you will have you, as in the audience, will have no sight of those rankings before the day, right? So
absolutely.
That's a reason to get there alone.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about the partnership with ITC.
Yeah.
As part of this, right? But that's part of what's going to make it unique, and hopefully, another piece of valuable content at the event itself.
Yeah. What was the third thing, Matt?
The third thing, let's come back to that. Yeah, what was I going to say about that? I'm sure. Perspective of innovation teams, or I'd say innovation teams. If the last year or so has taught us anything, it's innovation is the model that is being applied. The innovation full stop is evolving, and so I say innovation teams, but innovation can live in various different formats, in forms and shapes in different organizations. So yeah, I'm hoping to see kind of underwriting teams as much as claims teams, as much as the traditional innovation teams as well. So
yeah, cool. And then en route to ITC Vegas, what can we expect?
More busyness, I think, on the basis of trying to bring together all these different aspects, but in more sensible terms for people, is getting a sense of what's going on and what we're discovering almost as we discover it, right? So our intention is, we've already started with interviews, and that will continue, but as much as possible we'll be doing sessions like this where we're talking face to face with companies, so those being insurers, those being startups, scale-ups, ecosystem players from the insurtech associations as an example, but bringing all of these voices together and then almost like drip feeding content in over time.
Cool.
Which hopefully should make it an interesting journey for people to come and be a part of as well. So the more people who come to get involved, the better from my perspective. Yeah. Hopefully yours as well. Otherwise,
I'm genuinely really buzzing about it, right? And because also, like for us, if anyone who knows Matt or I, me or Matt, that's the better English. Like we travel loads, right? And so because we have clients all around the world, and there are so many like events, meetups, groups that we need to get to, here, there, and everywhere. It's I love the idea that we're going to be basing ourselves, I don't know, New York one week or Singapore the next, and wherever it be. If getting out to Sydney to spend time with clients, and and having these conversations, spending some real time with these guys, talking about this stuff I love, and then really drilling into answering that question. It's like who is successfully innovating and why. So I love that.
And everyone's got a perspective as well, and I guess it's finding the nuance within specific markets as well, whether that's the market conditions or the types of businesses which are really flourishing, those that are maybe a bit more challenged, or getting that perspective from around the world is as important as the general approach and methodology that we're applying to this.
Yeah, that really came loud and clear. I remember doing the Forward 50s. We did a APAC, Europe and Americas, 3 different versions.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember the stark contrast in the trends that we're seeing from a real early stage emergent, kind of 3, 5, 10 years out. What are the businesses that are going to be driving change, and what within that, what's the analysis that we can gather, or the insights that we can gather that inform the direction of those communities. So I think that's a really interesting kind of cut of data as well.
I think so. I'm always surprised by how much attention it gets, or how much interest is in the market for this stuff. If you think about the launch events, it's a packed room for everything.
Always, yeah.
Which is great, and so more of the same, but at a greater scale. I'd like to say even more collaboration. I felt like it was a pretty collaborative approach that we took before, a combination of kind of the data perspective and building out doing a whole load of data analysis on these businesses, and then working with insurers, usually working within innovation roles or related roles, to then get from our kind of long list of startups to or scale ups to our final ranked 50. I think the extra scale is it can't be anything but a good thing for the report, and hopefully for the industry as well.
Cool. Matt, thank you very much. It's lovely to catch up.
Been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has. Time flies, doesn't it?
Sorry, it sounded more sarcastic than
that's all right. I don't think
I intended it to be.
So ladies and gents, look out for the next video on the Beyond Boundaries series. Get your ITC Vegas tickets lined up. I'm sure the earlier you book, the better you can get a price for. And really looking forward to it. Get involved should you wish. So send us a note, either to me or Matt, whether you're on the startup scale up side or you're a corporate that's innovating. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much, Matt. A pleasure.
Likewise.
Thanks.